if you do spend time between different countries, it's important to be aware of the fact that there will typically be an agreement between the two governments as to how taxation works for those people. And it's always worth giving it some consideration, because often it can um, get people out of binds, where you actually can, as I say, I think people struggle with this idea that I could spend 250 days. We often get these calls, don't we, where people go, well, I'm UK tax resident because I spent 183 days in the UK. And you go, yes, but it might not be quite that simple, because you might be treaty resident somewhere else. And then they go, what does that mean? And I found it weird the first time I really looked into this with a couple who live in the West Midlands. Their child goes to the local school. They spend 250, 300 days or whatever in the UK, and yet they're treated non-resident. And that sort of feels weird, doesn't it? Because people look at it and go, hang on a minute. Everyone's always told me that if I spend more than 183 days in the UK, I'm resident. And it's like, yes. But then you have to look at the treaty if you're resident in two countries at the same time, and they were tax resident abroad as well.
Yeah.
And then it was a question of looking at it, wasn't it? To say, actually, yeah, you are treaty resident. But it does sort of mess with your head, because you think, hang on a minute, you're living in the UK and you're driving on the UK roads and all the rest of it, and yet you don't pay any tax here. You're paying it all to some country where you don't live, and it sort of feels weird. But I guess when you look at the overall way that the system is designed to operate, it's sort of all reciprocal. And, much with so many different things between countries, it's sort of, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. This is how it works for us.